In this video, we will take a look at the report generator, which can be used to combine information from different modules into one report. To demonstrate how the reports work, let's create a report that shows all the quotes in their end stages by month and by user who is the owner of the quote. Before creating the report itself, we must either select a folder or create a new one for it. The folders can be either private, public, or shared with certain users. These access settings concern the reports on the folder as well. Now that we have a folder, we can start the report with the Create New Report button. First, we must select the source module or modules, whose information will be shown on the report. In this case, the module quotes is the most important, so let's add that first. With the Add Relation button, we can add links to other modules, like accounts. We will also need to know the owners of the quotes, so we'll also link quotes to owner. Note that both the account and owner were added as a relation to quotes. Therefore, these two are linked to quotes, but not to each other. The Allow Empty button can be used for allowing empty relations. When we would allow empty relation to accounts, for instance, the report would also show the quotes that don't have a link with an account. We can then proceed to the Projections tab. Here, we can determine the fields that should be shown on the report. Let's start by adding the created time of the quotes. Make sure that you select the correct field, since there are default fields that have the same names in different modules. The goal was to list the quotes by month, so a suitable column header would then be month. To show only the month of the created time, we must add an operator for the field and select month. Then we can add other fields to show on the report. If the title field is left empty, the field name will be used as the column header. We can count entities using the CRM ID field and adding a count operator. A custom title might be in order in a case like this. Another handy operator to use with total fields, for example, is the sum operator. Lastly, we'll add the username field to show the owner of the quote. Then, we can create conditions to make the report more useful than just a list of all the quotes. We can start by adding a condition that the quotes must have been created after the year 2016. The date can be either written or selected from the date picker. By activating the Adjust function, we can adjust the condition on the completed report without having to edit the report. We'll see how this works in a moment. Now, the report should also show only the reports that are in their final stages, either accepted or rejected. For this, we'll need a condition group. Next, we'll add two conditions for each of the two stages. These conditions must be in OR relation with each other, meaning that the quote has to be either accepted or rejected. The relation between the first condition and the other two is AND, so the quote must be created on or after the start of 2017 and in either one of the final stages. We can then add grouping and ordering rules for the report. To make the report as clear as possible, let's group the report by the creating time of the quote, with the operator month once again. Then we could also group by the sales stage to see the accepted and rejected quotes separately, and by username to also see the different owners separately. We can also determine the order of the quotes are listed in, for instance by the month they were created in. We could also have the quote owners in alphabetical order. On the Preview tab, we can check if the report looks like what we were after. On the Settings tab, we will do the final touch by naming the report and saving it. Now we have a saved and completed report. This report has the Adjust button here for adjusting the condition for the creation time of the quote. If we want to change the condition, we can do that without having to edit the report itself.